The NHL season is closing in on the All-Star break, with there being many surprises as to which teams have been under and overperforming. Hello everyone and welcome back to Penn State Sports Night. I'm Tim Rogers alongside Logan Bourandas and Mac Young. There have been multiple teams picking up form at the right time, so Logan, I'll bring it to you first. Who's really caught your eye so far?
Yeah, and even with their slow start right now, you have to keep an eye on this New York Islanders squad. They were really hindered at the start of the season due to COVID. A lot of players in their team got hit with that virus, as well as being on a large road stint to start the season due to their new stadium, the UBS Arena, not being ready yet. But now that it is ready and the Islanders are playing a lot of home games, they're starting to win. You take a look at the graphic, 7-2-1 in their last 10 games. They have some good wins over those 10 games. They beat the Bruins, they beat the Oilers during that stretch as well, so they've played very well. And the only concern about this Islanders squad is where they are in the standings right now. They're tied for last place in the Metro Division, which is one of the most stacked divisions in all of the NHL right now. So we'll see just how the Islanders can kind of overcome this, and it's going to help. They have a lot of home games coming up, but right now, being on this hot streak has definitely helped them out so far.
Yeah, Logan, your Islanders story, it's pretty cute. You know, they're having a little bit of a run. They're still trying to get out of the basement of the Metropolitan Division. I'm going to talk about a real contender. The Colorado Avalanche have won 11 of their last 12, 6 straight games, and it is a team filled with superstars. Cale Makar, everybody and their mother wishes that he was on their team. 16 goals and 22 assists. I mean, that's more than most forwards have at this point in the season. He's averaging a point per game, 38 games played. Then you got Nazem Kadri, age 31 season, used to be a Toronto Maple Leaf. Now, he's going to his first All-Star game. You know, sending him to Vegas, baby. He had a beautiful shootout goal the other night. That's alongside Nathan MacKinnon and Mikko Rantanen, two of the best players in the league. And Colorado just continues to surge, and there's just no reason to think that they're not actually going to get to the Stanley Cup this time. They've had some playoff runs in the past couple of years. This time, I think it's the time. There's just so much star talent on this team, and I think this is the time to make the run.
I mean, I just hope the Colorado Avalanche don't turn into the Vegas Golden Knights. I mean, they've had the teams every year and just seem to just can't get over that hump. And for Logan, our Islanders, we're going to have to give it some time there just to see if they could rack up some real wins and stack them on. But for every hot team, Elsa comes in and strikes them down, making them frozen. So, Mac, I'll go to you first here. Who's been cooling off as of late?
Cooling off, that's kind of putting it lightly for the Philadelphia Flyers over here. You know, they just lost 10 straight games a couple weeks ago. Now we're on to 11, and maybe tonight it could become 12 games as they're currently playing as we're recording this. The Flyers, just everything's going wrong this season. They wanted to put in one more run with this kind of aging core they have. They made a big trade. Ryan Ellis, defenseman, former Nashville Predators, going to be the #1 D-man. He's played 5 games this year. He's been dealing with injuries all season long. And just the aging core for the Flyers just has not been able to work out. And like I said, they're going to be jumping on this pain for Shane train. Shane Wright has been killing it at the junior level and probably the #1 overall pick. I think the Flyers fans are going to be more looking to that now instead of what they thought would be a possible one last run for the Stanley Cup. And as with that is going to come the trade deadline where it looks like longtime captain Claude Giroux is going to be on the move, which is going to be painful for some Flyers fans, but it's definitely the right move with the way things have played out. And it's really time for all-out rebuild in Philadelphia.
Yeah, you talk about that 10-game losing streak for the Flyers. The second time they've done that this season, definitely not where you want to go. Well, the team I want to talk about is not as cold as the Flyers. You've heard of Ducks Fly Together. It's a very famous line, a very famous movie. These Anaheim Ducks, they're falling together right now. And this is after a very surprising start where a lot of people thought this Ducks team was kind of in the middle of a rebuild. But they started out really hot. They're in third place in the Pacific standings right now, and they're barely holding on to that lead, just 3 points ahead of the 4th place team, and that comes after being 3-7 in the team's last 10 games. What's really hindered the Ducks so far has just been their success on the road, or lack thereof. The Ducks have gotten beaten handily by several different teams while playing away from their home ice. And they have a 5-game road stretch coming up starting next week. So despite the play of Troy Terry, who has really been surprising for this Ducks squad, the magical run they've been on is in huge danger of coming to an end.
Yeah, but if you're a Ducks fan, I wouldn't worry too much. You got plenty of years to come where you guys are going to be a contender, especially in that division that's so shaky at this point. And the Flyers, I mean, some of their acquisitions really not paying off. Rasmus Ristolainen, I do think Cam Atkinson was a pretty good move for them, but it'll be interesting to see if they do blow it up. But for every good team, whether you're a good team, bad team, average team, there's always a player that's shining right now. So, Logan, I'll bring it to you first. Who is just playing and just deserves a lot of respect right now?
Well, he hasn't played a ton this season so far, but Nikita Kucherov, when he has played for the Tampa Bay Lightning, he has made a huge impact for a team that's already star-studded, and pretty much everyone in the NHL knows it. But Kucherov, he's only played 11 games so far this season coming back, but he was recently named the NHL's third star of the week, and this comes in his last 8 games, had 1 goal, 7 assists, just being a big-time playmaker for this Lightning team. The one-time MVP, 4-time All-Star, off to a great start on the season. And I mentioned it's been short, but he's made a strong impact on a Lightning team that pretty much no different from any other year, looking to make a run back to the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah, good point. Kucherov's always electrifying to watch, Logan. But for me, I don't know if we should have been surprised by this, but it's the Great 8 who was trying to catch the Great 1 for the all-time goals record in the league. Alex Ovechkin somehow, at 36 years of age, is leading the league in points this season, tied with a handful of players, but 58 points from 29 goals, 29 assists. His goal total, now second in the league. Chris Kreider, who's also been phenomenal, deserves to be shouted out, has just passed him. But Ovechkin, just a handful of goals from third all-time on that list, which was Jaromir Jagr. But Ovi, so close. He's played in 2 shortened seasons. In 2012, there was a shortened season. He had to play in the COVID season, and the year he entered the league, there was a whole season lockout. And still, Ovechkin is so close to catching Wayne Gretzky for the all-time goals record, and he's just been on a tear this season, even though he's 36 years of age.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see if the Tampa Bay Lightning can have a three-peat even, and that would be ridiculous. But who would have thought Alex Ovechkin would just not perform at this point? Like, I don't know why anybody would call him old or anything like that. I'm excited to see the rest of the season play out, and if my Islanders can actually get some real wins and starting beating some real teams. Logan, what do you think about that? Anyways, that will do it for this edition of Penn State Sports Night. For Mac Young and Logan Bourandas, I'm Tim Rogers. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you for watching this edition of Penn State Sports Night. If you're a fan of our content, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more clips. Also, follow us on Twitter at PSSN TV and on Instagram at PSU Sports Night to keep up with all the action. For all my colleagues, we are Penn State Sports Night.